Discovered someone in my house added salt to the sugar container only after I baked 3 cakes and ran out of ingredients. Wait, So now you got a salty chocolate cake? That worked? That must be really gross, actually. I can't imagine expecting a nice, sweet chocolate cake, a bite of the delicious stuff, and, it's salty as hell. That would certainly annoy the hell out of me. Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello. It's me, Robobo Jello Pants, back once again to look at more crazy shit from the internet's lamest website. That's right, lamestfunbrain.com. You've barely squeaked out a second place victory here. That's right, that does count as a victory. So let's get right the hell in there, huh? It's obviously meant for 9. Why only put 8? Let's see, an 8-pack value. Yeah, that seems really weird, doesn't it? They could just throw us a bone. See, what's the company? Is this, so it's extra. Oh, Wrigley's, that's right, Wrigley's. Wrigley's could be out here being true bros, being really nice, and just, I don't know, sell us an 8-pack, but, throw in a 9th just to be nice, take the 14-cent loss on that 1 pack of gum. But alas, they'll never do that. No company is ever gonna do that. This restaurant using sloppy AI images instead of real photos of the food. Oh my lord. Really? My lord. Already, we are in it. We are in it. Let's see. All right. Indulge in tender steak topped with caramelized onions and gooey cheese whiz for a cheese whiz? Anyway, elevate your taste buds with bell peppers, caramelized onions, stretchy mozzarella cheese, and creamy cheese. Elevate your taste. Yeah, okay, we get it. Like, it all sounds delicious, but how hard would it have been for you as a restaurant? This may sound crazy, but your job is to prepare food to sell to people so that you can make a profit, pay your employees, do all that stuff, right? You are a restaurant. I think you know that part, right? How hard is it to have your cooks make the thing and take a picture of it? Every goddamn time. How hard would that have been? Now, sure, it's not the same as like when you walk into an IHOP and you see the photos they've taken of their food. It's usually not actually the food itself. It might have been, but if you watch how like advertisements for food are made, like for restaurants, like burgers and stuff, 9 times out of 10, that it's just sculpted and made by hand to look perfect. And if it's not, oh my god, you don't want to eat the burger from the commercial. You really don't. It's coated in crap to make it look glistening or this or that. It's usually just fake crap. It really is. However, someone still went through the effort of making that, make it look really nice. But if you're like an independent restaurant, even if you're operating through DoorDash, God forbid, I hope you don't, because that would suck. But if you are, I don't care if it's a dumbass iPhone photo of something that just came out of the kitchen. Show me what it is I'm ordering. Don't make me guess. I know there's a description, but the AI image is inherently a lie. That is not what it's going to look like. Hell, it's probably adding or removing shit to it. Please stop doing that. Just take a photo of the food that I would like to eat. I want to put it in my mouth. This AI sign taped to the door in our art school. In an art school! Okay. Okay. Are you serious? Really? Dude, there are PNGs online of this sort of thing. All you gotta do is find like 3 images, throw them together in paint.net, man. This is not difficult. And at an art school? Man, I'd be ripping that off the goddamn door. I'd be leaving that school. Because there's clearly a cutoff point where having the computer do the art. And I know that this is not an important piece of anything, but that's never the point. It has never been the point. You are at a school that helps you gain better skills, better motor skills for producing your emotions on page or in animation or however it is that you do that. It's helping your body get better at producing what your brain desires, what it wants to make, what it needs to say, right? And oh my god, it's just so it's so bad. Why, dude? If I had a professor at an art school that had AI anything anywhere, I'm dropping that class. That's insane. These people are sitting next to me, across from their bags. Huh? No. Nope. Absolutely not. I will absolutely be the person to take your off of the seats. That is not how this works. Much like, look, if you're, let's think about it this way. If you're on a bus and you got a backpack, I know I've done this before. Plop the backpack in the seat next to you. Sure, if the bus is empty, go for it. Who gives a rat's ass? However, this is an airport. While it might seem sparsely populated for now, much like a bus, it's gonna get busy. You put your next to you, under your legs, next to your feet, wherever, on your lap. The seat is not for your backpack, douchebag. My mail lady bends every package marked "Do not bend." I would definitely be having a conversation with her. I would be sitting by my mailbox going, "Hey, can you stop destroying my stuff, please? Why are you doing this? Why?" My daughter qualified for a reading program that will send one book a month to kids who struggle with reading. Every book arrives with the spine broken. Look, I know that working for the Postal Service, while it has its benefits, is a stressful as hell job. It's physically demanding and even mentally demanding, for sure. It also looks like it was, yes, it was a UPS mail innovation package, so it could have also been destroyed by UPS. Because generally in this particular case, USPS will send it across the country and then sometimes UPS will handle the delivery, or UPS will send it across the country and USPS will handle the final mile delivery. So we don't really know for sure. But if it's pretty damn consistent, one person along the way is doing it every single time. And I would absolutely be questioning them about this, for sure. I'd go to the post office, say, "Hi, what's going on?" And if they won't help you, go to a UPS store and go, "Hi, what's going on, dude? You can't keep destroying my mail." Man, that's just obnoxiously stupid. My old man annihilated a $400 bottle of Blue Label I kept stashed away. Johnny Walker, is that what you mean by Blue Label? Sorry, I don't drink liquor. Okay, yeah, the Blue Label. Is that like the fancy one? I'm very, very confused. Okay, that's not what I meant to say. I'm not confused. I have always been a little bit confused by the price, what the quality really is, why this is a $400 bottle of Scotch whiskey. I just don't know. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not a liquor enthusiast, all right? I have my own struggles with alcohol. I'm not touching liquor, because then I'll probably be dead in a few years, okay? I'm not gonna do that. So we'll let that lie, all right? But a $400 bottle, what the shit? Why is it $400? It says a blend of our rarest whiskey. Still, I don't know what that means, but it is really that it was mostly stolen from you. That would be really obnoxious. If I paid $400 for anything at all, that was a consumable in particular, and a member of my family ate or drank well over half of it, you are replacing it entirely for me. You are getting me a new one. We're not gonna have an argument about that. You're just gonna do it. Or you know what? We're gonna have the funniest small claims court battle of all time. I bought this thinking it was lotion. It wasn't until I got home, until I read down to the bottom. Oh, wait, let me guess. Body wash? Was it like a body wash? Hey, that's annoying. Seriously, why would they do it like this? 24-hour lotion soft skin, okay? All day lotion soft skin. So I'm assuming that, like, much like I would have done if I picked it up. You probably picked it up, saw the word lotion, saw Dove, saw the pump bottle, which a lot of lotions come in, and went, cool, I'll grab that. But yeah, that's obnoxious as shit. I wouldn't be like upset, oh no, I bought body wash. Crap, I've got body wash now. How unfortunate. But now you gotta go back and get lotion anyway, because you can't go without your lotion. I know I can't. I'll die, all right? I'll shrivel up and fade away. I'll look like I was Thanos snapped if I don't use lotion every single day, okay? Colorado is so dry, and I've already got skin issues, all right? I don't want to die. Noticed an exhibit set up at the library for the winners of a contest to redesign a classic book cover. I'm about 98% sure this one was AI generated. Ah, good. Continue to shame this. Seriously, continue to shame this. I'm not kidding. People work really, 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 really hard to develop their artistic skills, okay? Sure, some have more of a knack for it than others, but pretending that AI generation is democratizing or decentralizing or whatever the f*** they called it, art, is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Anyone can do it. You just have to be willing to put lots of time and effort into it. It is that simple. It is. It's tedious and it will take a long time, but that's how everybody does it. But yeah, that is pretty sure that is indeed AI generated. And if not, a good portion of it is. Like, even if our lad up here isn't, which he is, I mean, look at the background here. That is just a mess of inconsistent shapes. Every single window on that building is a different size, is a different, like, just dimension in general, has different detail in it. And look at the top, dude, oh my God, it's just a mess. It's a mess, all right? Don't ever let anybody tell you that this stuff is good because blah, 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 one reason or another. I've never heard a good reason. Like, oh, but it allows all of us to make art. Well, dude, if you want to make art, you will make it. Trust me, okay? I have seen many people overcome all kinds of blocks, whether it's just mental blocks about it or they have a physical disability. If they want to do it, they find a way to do it every time. I'm always impressed by people's ability to go, I have a disability? That, I'm gonna get it done. And they do. It's amazing. I merged old cereals. Wife now mildly infuriated. You merged old cereals. Okay, I know what this means. I think we all know what this means. Before we move to the next image, though, what cereals did you merge? Did you merge, like, Frosted Flakes and Corn Flakes? Did you merge Chex and Crispix? Is that what you merged? Because those are things like that are fine. Whatever. If they're dry, bland, usually unsweetened cereals, I know I said Frosted Flakes, but they'll mix in fine with regular Corn Flakes. That's okay. But if you're not mixing the bland ones, you're not careful. Like, if you're mixing Reese's with Captain Crunch, I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that one's gonna work. What did you merge, dude? Aha, that's what you did. So we have Cheerios, Cocoa Puffs, and Fruit Loops with, I see some flakes in there. Looks like maybe Fruity Pebbles or something. Anyway, this one's a little weird. Cheerios can probably mix with anything, okay? Because they're like a bland one. But the Cocoa Puffs and the Fruit Loops don't really make much sense in my brain. I don't know. I don't think so. Plus, the way you merged them is really funny to me. Rather than mixing it up, you did this. It looks kind of like one of those colored sand art pieces in a bottle. Why'd you do it like that? This chair at my workplace, I have to sit here for 8 hours a day. That's your chair? Look, I understand if you want something like this and put in a request for it at your workplace, you know, you want to work on your posture, that's totally fine. It's kind of like people that will request one of those big old workout balls or yoga balls, whatever the hell they're called, to sit on, because it will encourage them to keep their posture appropriate. But a lot of people need the spinal support. Spinal? Is that? That's a word, right? They need that support for their back, all right? You should be, doing some stuff to keep your posture and back muscles in good shape, but 8 hours a day? I'm not gonna sit there and work on my posture for a full work day, 5 to 7 days a week. Yeah, I said 5 to 7. Some people are forced to work a lot more than you think. No, that ain't it. You get me a regular chair, and I'll use this one maybe once a week to help out my back. The clown kept popping up over the menu, making it nearly impossible to read. This clown kept popping up. I have less than zero idea what the hell to expect going into this. Oh my god. Where the hell is this? So we've got shawarma platters? Okay, why is he there? That's the freakiest shit I've ever seen. That's like the sort of thing you have pop up rarely so that you can gaslight customers, right? Why is there a clown here, man? Oh my god, there's so many goddamn questions, but the one I need to know most is, why do they have a clown pop up over their shawarma menu? What the fuck? That would genuinely horrify me. If I saw this while I'm reading a menu at your restaurant and there's no hint at all of clown-related anything around there, and I just don't expect it because you haven't been leading me to expect it, I'm probably gonna leave, dude. That freaks me the hell out. And I'm not even particularly scared of clowns. That's just creepy. It just feels weird. My sister thought these mangas were coloring books. Oh, yeah. You know what? She did a pretty good job, though, I gotta say. Like, she didn't color inside the lines, but what she did, there's something kind of cool here. Like that last one. Let's look at the last frame real quick. That's kind of neat. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? The way she did that was pretty cool. I like how rough it is, how it does bleed outside the lines, but it's done so in a particular way. I don't know. You know what? It's actually kind of a funny idea. They're way more expensive and obviously not meant for it, but kind of an interesting idea, getting an old manga or whatever or however it's pronounced. Pretty sure it's manga. It doesn't matter. Getting one of these and then just trying to see how good you are at coloring. Because a lot of people used to rip on colorists for comic books and stuff like that. Why don't you give it a try? Why don't you give it a try? Sure, it's not actually printed to be colored, but why don't you try it anyway? That could be fun. That could be really, really fun. Oh god, no, there's more. Okay. She got real inventive with it, or they got real inventive with it. Sorry, did you say little sister? I can't remember. Yeah, your sister. So she got really inventive here. I like it. I like the prowess. She really went for something, and I think the style works. I love Light's makeup routine. Guy needs to drop his get ready with me. Minor cut from opening a water bottle that ended in a tetanus shot and antibiotics. From a water bottle? Was the water bottle made out of rusted iron? Oh, it must have been. What the hell, dude? Wow. I mean, you can't even really expect that. If I got like a small cut from like a piece of plastic on a water bottle, I'm not gonna think I need a tetanus shot. I'm gonna think, well, let me just put some peroxide on that, put a Band-Aid on that, and go about my day. I'm not gonna think I need to go and get a shot. Damn, that's actually kind of insane. All right, I hope you're doing better. Hope your hand's still there. Wait, 1-0-0. Oh, I gotcha. Never mind. They won the grand prize today. Ah, nice. I'm so sorry. That's actually pretty goddamn amazing. Pretty amazing that one boobs beat you. Sorry, no, you were one boobs. right? You were one boobs. That sucks, man. That's perfect, though. That's a beautiful story to be able to tell forever. Or not even a story, just a funny happening that you can tell people forevermore. Snotty kid looking into my bathroom stall at the airport. All right, so, jeez, I really hate the United States. This has got to be the U.S. The reason I say this has to be the U.S. is because only we seem to have stalls in public restrooms that have giant gaps in them for literally no reason. Every other country I've been to, nah, no chance. No gaps, no nothing. It's like a fully locked little room that you're in there. It's not this hastily put together crap, and I don't know why we do it that way here. And if you, the parent, are in there with your child, as you should be, what are you doing? I hope you told your kid, don't ever do that. That's weird. Don't do that to people. That's inappropriate, okay? Hopefully you're a good parent, but I don't know. This label conveniently covers up the no tip / 0% option. Look, I've rambled way too many times about tipping culture and blah, 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 how, people should be paid appropriately, yada, yada, yada. It is kind of crazy how many people are exclusively defending tipped-only culture. Like the workers that would benefit very greatly from being paid an appropriate wage, a lot of them are like, no, I want tipping forever. I guess it's because technically a lot of them can make more. Like if you're a bartender, right? If you're a bartender at a place that's pretty popular, I'm pretty sure that making tips is going to make you way more than even if you're making $40 an hour. Those people clear like crazy, but that's not the case most of the time. I will say, that's not how this is going to work, okay? If you try to force me to tip you, if you try to force me, which would relate to a higher base pay anyway, I'm ripping that sticker off. I'm going to make sure you see me do it, and I'm going to be a dick about it. Okay, that's not true. I'm not actually going to be a dick about it, but I will be a little upset that you're trying to force me to do it. Not okay. That's not how this works. Tipping has gone from, something I choose to do because you treated me well to, if I don't do it, I will be retaliated against. When it's your boss's fault that you don't get paid enough. Biggest lie ever told. It never keeps me signed in. Oh, dude. Not only does that never work, that's basically the equivalent of the closed door button on elevators, although I've heard over the years that they did that on purpose. Like there's no way you'd realistically have a button in there that could control the doors fully for whatever reason. Can't remember, I'm sorry. I hear details, I forget all the important bits, all right? That's what this feels like. They never work, but also the other button that never works is trust this computer. Every single time you log into that device from here on out, it's gonna go, hey man, is this you? Is this an okay computer for you to be on? Yeah, dude, I told you to trust it the last 40 times I logged in. I work in banking, and anytime I see anything like this, I put it in my mutilated pile. Like mutilated money, I'm assuming, because you work in banking? So I love that. I'm a banker. I'm also not religious and was shocked to read these. I read Galatians first, okay? Not bad. Then I read Leviticus. I'm not about to hand that hateful bullshit out to anyone. It is Galatians, right? Am I saying that correctly? I guess I don't really care. All right, let's see. Leviticus 20. Okay, hold on. Is that chapter 20, verse 13? Is that where If a man lies with a male as lying with a woman, they both committed an abomination. They certainly will die. Their blood is upon them. Okay, so it's that famous verse that people who've only read 3 verses from the Bible like to throw at gay people. Okay, cool. It's that one. Yeah, I would absolutely put that in the mutilated pile, as you say. Just for fairness, what's Galatians 5:22? Let's see here. Identifies the fruit of the Spirit as love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These virtues are seen as a natural outcome. Wow, really? Self-control. So, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and then like the very, very next thing you wrote on a $100 bill was, I hate gay people. That's really cute. Really funny how that works out, isn't it? Tacky restaurant chain fells ancient 500-year-old oak tree in the UK. What? Are you kidding me? Like, that is so pathetic, man. We can't have anything interesting. Like, we can't. Dude, when I visited the UK, I was astounded at how old everything was. Your average fence was hundreds of years older than the entire country that I was born and raised in. And yet there's still no respect for anything. We need a restaurant here. The 500-year-old tree has to go. Jesus, it's so pathetic. Nothing can be sacred. Nothing can be cool. It all has to go so McDonald's can show up. The Ocean View hotel room I booked. Oh, come the hell on. I'm going back downstairs and negotiating a different nightly rate because, dude, that is not, like, okay, technically, yeah, I can see the ocean. I have a view of it from my room. Technically. But no, not really. When you know damn well, when you say ocean view, there's an expectation. There is an expectation. When you say anything, view, there's an expectation indication that it's most of your view. Like 80% of what you are seeing will be the ocean in this case. And what I'm seeing right now is more like 96% the street. The Academy is now implementing a new rule that members must now watch all nominated films in each category to be eligible to vote in the final round for the Oscars. They weren't doing that before, right? Actually insane. I'm mind blown that this is just now a rule almost 100 years later. Man, it really calls into question. I mean, we've all been bugged by the Oscars for years for many, many reasons, right? But really? If you are a voting member of the Academy, you can let your bias take over? I didn't watch it, but it looks like shit. So I'm gonna vote for this one. Fuck you, dude. You should be kicked out. You should be kicked out. If you are in the Academy that votes on Oscar winners and Oscar contenders and all of that, and you haven't seen literally every movie that came out that year, I feel like you don't belong in there. We need the cinephiles to be up in there, not the douchebag cinephiles. I'm talking about people that are loving the game, and that's it. All there is to it. Person ordered 20 sandwiches in the drive-thru and won't move ahead to wait in the parking lot. Well, then they're not getting their shit. That's how this works. You're not going to sit here and hold up the line while you wait for your 20-item order, dog. Like, that's bullshit. Won't move? No, get the out of the way. That's it. There are such jerks out there, man. Like, it might seem like not a big deal, but there are other people that are trying to get here and get their food and go home, but it's the pure, selfish, arrogant attitude. The I am better than everyone. No, I'm not moving to the parking lot while I wait for you guys to finish what is quite frankly an outrageous goddamn order for any place. That just rubs me the wrong way so hardcore. You think so highly of yourself. This Doritos bag had a bit too much spice. How much is a bit too much? Holy bejesus! Yeah, I wouldn't eat that. No, that is way too much. That looks gross as hell, dude. Ooh, oh, it's mostly spice. Are the chips even in there? No, I will not be adding a tip. I'm buying something online. What the hell is going on with tipping culture? Well, yeah, I'm not tipping the online shop, okay? Right now, what's happening is a lot of assholes, not the server at your local IHOP, stuff like that. A lot of jerks are trying to see what they can get away with. Now, it seems like just asking is more than enough to get an extra little bit. Just asking, okay? It's how like a lot of like live streamers will operate. Not to say that any live streamers are jerks if they're asking for money, but I've seen a few out there who are very rude and pushy about donation goals and all that, and it seems like they hit them all the time. Like they're always hitting those goals despite being a jerk. It's crazy. So people are now realizing that they might be able to get away with more money by just asking. This probably pulls in a ton extra. So they're just testing the waters to see how much more money they can get out of somebody, and it's probably working real well. Before and after, our neighbors bought a trailer. Okay, very nice and beautiful sunset. Awesome. Why do they need a trailer? Oh my god, that is a big motherfucking trailer. Look, I'm not quite as upset about this one as I would have been about other things. Sure, it's, certain amounts of selfishness I'll be really, really upset with. It's not like you had an incredible view before, but, it's an obnoxious bit of opulence to see in someone's driveway of their home. I mean, I can't even imagine owning a home, let alone owning a home and being so good that I get to buy another house that's on wheels that I can take on trips. Although, from how it looks, I don't know if they have a vehicle large enough to tow this damn thing, so I feel like this ain't going anywhere. Was this just a cheap version of an addition to their house? I don't know. It's annoying. It is annoying, and I'm sure I could continue to project and whine or whatever, but let's be honest, the view before was not jaw-dropping. Yeah, when they're on vacation, you can pretend you're on vacation too, with the nice view. Had to sit in the front row of the movie theater. This was the view. Hey, it's my boy. Oh man, I know that the front rows are there because look, even if it's a shitty view, I'll watch the movie. If I need to see it, I'll see it. I'll just see it, man. Even if I have to sit up front, I'll do it. I'm pretty sure I've had to sit up front like 2 or 3 times in my life. Not my favorite view, but I got to see the movie. But man, sometimes it makes you wonder why they bother keeping those ones up there. My weight loss graph. Oh my god, what happened, man? Holy crap, what happened? I found a worm in the jar of pickles I just ate. Was it a... Oh, come on. Stuff like this is gonna get a lot worse, by the way. Food safety rules are being slashed. Environmental safety rules are being slashed. If you're even gonna be able to buy a jar of pickles in the future, you're probably gonna find multiple worms in every jar. In the US, that is, of course. The good news is that's a caterpillar, not a worm. It's technically a pickled caterpillar. Caterpillar, if we're being specific, will bloom into a gherkinfly. Bread and butterfly. How many children want to go to the zoo/theater? 20 children were asked why, or not why, that's not what the word says at all, were asked where they would like to go on a trip. The results are shown in the pie chart here. Theme park, theatre, zoo. What percentage of children chose zoo? What percentage of children chose theater? I don't know.